What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissists Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Healness across all social media platforms. This is your first time seeing my face or hearing my lovely voice. I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy like myself, 6 years strong, and also validate the victims, survivors, and thrivers of said disorder, said toxic traits, said toxic people. Today's episode is going to be about how do narcissists feel about their kids? How do narcissists feel about their kids? So before we get started today, y'all, I started my channel memberships. Y'all, you can join the channel memberships for extra perks. I see more of your comments during the live videos and the live chats. Your comments pop up first and get priority responses and things like that. I have a vlog and a few other things to offer as well. So just look in the description of every video I post and check it out. Join the channel membership, the different tiers, all the other good stuff, y'all. So how do narcissists feel about their kids? So y'all, let me go and get the obvious out the way. I feel like this is the obvious and it's going to suck to hear it, but some narcissists don't care about their kids. Let's just keep it 100%. Yep. Yeah, y'all know, I told y'all I keep it hot and ready over here like a Little Caesar's pizza. Some narcissists absolutely just do not care about their kids. They have no connection to their kids. They just don't, mentally, physically, emotionally. They don't. Well, physically they kind of do because they're the parent. Technically, they help create them, but some narcissists do not care about their kids. And this is just not me talking about male identifying narcissists. This is me talking about women, female identifying narcissists as well. Some of them do not care about their kids, but some people feel like they're obligated to have to take care of their kids, and that can be, sometimes they can be worse than giving up the kids to adoption and let them be, something like along those lines, because giving them a chance to have a healthy household as opposed to being raised by a toxic parent or parents that don't care about them. And just because a narcissist doesn't care about their kids doesn't mean that they will abandon them. They will raise them, but they just will treat them horribly. They will raise them in an extremely toxic environment where it will be devastating for that child. It will be devastating for the children and whatnot. You know what I mean? So you kind of weigh your options on that point there. And I'm not just saying adoption is the best thing, but I'm just saying that's an option. But let's get that out the way first, because some narcissists do not care about their kids. And again, y'all, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it hot and ready and fresh, like a Little Caesar's pizza, like I said. But that's how it goes, though, y'all. That's kind of part of the dynamic that we face, is that you get a lot of narcissistic people who don't care about their kids. And then this is the thing, too. So if you're dealing with a narcissistic person, a narcissistic man, that if you tell them that you're pregnant and they tell you and they say, hey, you need to get rid of it, so to speak, and you don't get rid of it, they will actually hate you, be angry at you, and see that kid as a way for you, see that kid as a trap, and they'll treat you horribly. And if they're in that child's life, they'll treat that child horribly too, because they feel like you try to trap them with that child. They told you to get rid of it, you didn't, and they feel like you try to force parenting on them. You try to force them to give up their time and effort and energy and things of that nature, because some narcissists, they will be jealous of their kids, and they see their kids as hindrances to their lives. Like, I would be so much further in life if it wasn't for you. I would have a lot more free time if it wasn't for you. I would have a lot more. I'd be in a better position than I am right now if it wasn't for me having to parent or have you in my life. You know what I mean? So that does happen quite a bit when you're dealing with narcissists and other toxic people, that they will feel that way about their kids. But you see, some narcissists, like I said, that's part one of the y'all. The next thing, some narcissists feel like they care about their kids, so to speak, but they see their kids, they treat their children like their kids are in debt to them. Like, I brought you into this world, I gave birth to you, or I created you, so you owe me. Like, your life is like a loan to that narcissistic person. You know what I mean? It's like your life as a child of a narcissist is a loan to that narcissist. Like, you will spend the rest of your life, if you keep them in your life, you will spend the rest of your life repaying that debt. Because they literally treat it like a loan. Like you owe them. And some narcissistic parents will let you know that you owe them. After all I've done for you, I brought you into this world. After all I sacrificed to give you what you have right now, they'll tell you that you owe them. And that even into your adulthood, even to your, like, you might be a parent, and they'll feel like you still owe them. You owe them, you owe them the grandkids now. You see what I'm saying? They make you feel like you owe them grandkids and things like that. When you gonna have a when you gonna have a grandbaby? You don't know the answer to that question. You see what I'm saying? Because that transpires a lot as well. When you get into that dynamic and into that space where it just becomes that way, y'all. It really, really does. So I tell a lot of people that this is how it goes sometimes. They treat their kids like they owe them. They'll take care of them, but they also will treat their kids like they owe them. They treat their kids because you owe me because you are a hindrance in my life. You owe me because of this and this and that. You owe me because I will be further on in life if it wasn't for you. That mind space happens a lot when you're dealing with narcissistic people, y'all. So some narcissists treat their kids like they owe them. You know what I mean? But y'all, I know the first part of this video started off like a bunch of negative connotations, talking about narcissists and children, because they will use them as leverage. Narcissistic people, and people ask me, do narcissists love their kids? I'm like, I always ask, how are they treating those kids? How are they treating those kids? If you were to treat your children the same way that narcissistic partner is treating those children, or your narcissistic parent treated you, would you say that you love those kids? But you say, well, you struggle to love those kids. So this is my perspective right here. I'm not gonna say that some narcissists don't love their kids, but some of them love them to their full capability, y'all. Like some narcissists just cannot love to the level that you expect them to be able to love at. They can't give that amount of love, so some of them give what they have, and a lot of times it's not enough. They give all the love that they have to give, and it still looks like neglect. And I know that's sad. They still will neglect their kids, but they're giving the kids all the love that they have, and it sucks. And I'm definitely 1,000% not trying to make excuses, but sometimes that's how it goes, though, y'all. That's how it goes. Because I remember just even in my own personal life, I remember just loving, like, my oldest son, just loving him to death. My middle son too. Loving them to death. But I just feel like even if you ask my wife or my oldest son's mom, they would say that, yeah, we can tell you care about your kids, but you still neglectful. You still weren't there 100% of the time. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm there 100% of the time for my kids now, because I'm working on it, because I've been able to work on myself and understand the deficits that I possess. I understand the deficits that I have going on right now in my mind. So it allows me to be there for my kids in a better position, so to speak. But do some narcissists love their kids? Do some narcissists care about their kids? Yes, y'all. I do believe that some narcissists care about their kids. But here is the kicker right here, though, y'all. If you are co-parenting with a narcissist, or you are married to a narcissist, and if y'all have kids together, here's the kicker. I feel like that narcissists have limited emotional capacity, right? Well, they don't have we have the emotions, but we don't have enough to go around. So they pick and choose. I just feel like sometimes they only care about the kids. It's just like all the little bit of love that they might have been giving you. If y'all have kids, now the only thing they have is the kid. You see what I'm saying? Now the only thing that they have to give this love to is the child. So they try to give their love to the child. They try to give that love to the kid. They only care about the kids, and they start to neglect you. They start to neglect their partner. You see what I'm saying? Or they neglect the other kids. If you have multiple kids, they start to neglect the other kids. That's how you have that's how you, in some narcissistic parenting dynamics, you have the golden child and the scapegoat. The golden child gets all the love, care, and affection, gets praised. The scapegoat gets little to nothing. They get the tidbits. They get what's left over. You know what I mean? They do get what's left over in a lot of these scenarios, and that's how that dynamic is created. I feel like, because we don't have enough emotions to go around. I know people gonna ask me, like, Lee, do you love your kids? Yeah, I love my kids to the end of this earth. To my full capacity. You know what I mean? Do I struggle sometimes? Yes, I absolutely struggle parenting sometimes. But I love my kids. Like even just yesterday, I was cutting the grass and I saw I dropped my oldest son off at school. I saw my youngest son and my daughter running around the backyard while I was cutting the grass, and they were just running full speed, smiling and laughing. And I just, I stopped the lawnmower and I just got the chance to watch them be happy, y'all. I was just like, I smiled. I was just like, this is what life is about right here. I'm on a ride lawnmower. They out there running around in the backyard, full speed sprinting in Crocs. We just got a fence built, so it's fenced in. Like my wife, she's smiling. It's good, man. Like I said, I do love my kids more now than I've ever been. And I feel like that's one of the main things that I've gained from therapy, is the ability to, experience happiness more. And I'm happy with my family. I'm happy with my kids. I love that. I love that for me. I do. But that's the space that I'm in, y'all. That is the space that I'm in right now. But like, just monitor your kids. If you're co-parenting with a narcissist or a toxic person or whatever, we do have a live webinar event coming up on how to raise emotionally healthy kids. It's called Raising Emotionally Bulletproof Children. The link is in my description of every single video. It's the Beacon link, the BEACON link in my description on my YouTube channel. Go down to the description of the video, find the Beacon link, and there's going to be, click there and go down to Emotionally Bulletproof Children, because we're going to be doing a live webinar event to teach people how to deal, how to raise kids within chaos. I'm partnering up with survivors of narcissistic abuse, clinical psychologists, child psychologists will be there, children's physician will be there. It's going to be a very, very unique webinar event, y'all. There's nothing like it in the world. And if you register for it, you get the replays. You can watch it over and over again if you need to. It's going to be question and answer session, y'all. It's going to be an amazing webinar event to teach you how to raise emotionally healthy children amongst chaos and dealing with toxic co-parents and things like that. So the link is going to be in the description. Go to the Beacon link. It's on my podcast. So if you're listening to this on podcast, go to the podcast description. There should be a Beacon link, BEACON. Click that, and it'll take you to Emotionally Bulletproof Children. Just check that out right there, y'all. Like and subscribe for more. And, Mental Healness is out. Peace.